It's just occurred to me we really haven't had a completely successful test of this equipment.
I blame myself.
So do I.
Well, no sense worrying about it now.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Yeah. Let's get ready. Switch me on. I don't think you're crazy.
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Hey, what's up, Ghostheads? It's another episode of the Ghostheads radio show. My name is Ted, aka Steady. Joining me as always, my partner in crime, the one and only Matty B.
Are you guys ready to go? I think more than just a few gifts have been delivered in the past quarter. I think we got through Christmas and some people are finding packages on their doorstep, Ted. There's
Absolutely.
been a second round of Christmas coming through, and I think we have multiple things to talk about when it comes to those two things.
You're going to want to make me put my Santa hat back on. Happy Spangler Pack release week, everybody. Woo! The moment for now, the moment has come. The celebration has started. Ghostheads, Ghostbuster fans all over the country, all over the world are getting their Spangler packs delivered. And I'm still waiting, and that's okay. I can wait. It's been over a year, so I can wait another day or two or
I text you
another.
every day. The first text you get in the morning, every morning, is what?
Have
It's
you
me
checked your
saying,
report yet?
Are you sure you haven't?
Are you sure you haven't yet? Have you checked? Call FedEx. If you're in the chat, say what's up. How are you guys doing tonight? Tonight we're gonna be talking all about the Spangler pack. I wish I had it in hand right now so I can like show you guys for real. But we have some really cool things to talk about regarding the Spangler pack release week. And say what's up in the chat. Who you representing? Shout out to your teams out there. And a big question for all of those who will either be getting the Spengler pack soon or if you already have it. And I'm going to put it in the chat as well. When you receive it, do you have plans to mod your Spengler pack, your Haslab Spengler pack? Or will you leave it as is? Are you satisfied with the product that you have been given? So I'm going to put that in the chat. We want answers from everybody. If you have it already, or if you've yet to receive it, do you have plans on modding your Spangler pack? And
Ted, I
Maddie
gotta
B.
I gotta be honest. No, I'm gonna call out the chat right now. I'm gonna call out people watching.
Uh-oh.
Where are you? This is not how we start the show. We have loud announcements, people very excited to be here. Where are you? If you're watching the show, throw this in there. I'm gonna do a raffle at the end of the show. The most shout outs, likes, I'm gonna put on a weighted wheel and I'm gonna send Ghostheads merch to.
Ghostheads merch to everybody, right?
No, to the person who. There we go.
Boom. Boom. Rain is in the chat. First comment of the
Rain,
night.
and this might be a high fantasy of me to say, but Rain is fire.
She also says modding all the way, representing the Portland GBs. That's pretty cool. She's excited to do it. Follow-up question, because you were first. What's the first thing you plan on modding? Is it a cable? Is it additional weathering? Are you gonna go all out and like start working on lights, or the system inside the pack? Let us know in the comments, because this is an interesting take. It's like
No, it is. And I wanted to bring this up to you, Ted. So before you set it up, I have a question to ask you.
Uh-oh.
You are the biggest fan of the. There can't be bigger fans of the things that you're fans of. It's impossible to find bigger fans than you of the things that you like.
Interesting.
But I wouldn't say that you're a modder per se.
No, not yet.
Um, so when thinking about this and seeing all these posts and everything and getting your pack, is there anything that you might have in mind that you want to do, or is it just going to be stuck for you? After seeing the video we're going to review later,
Oh
are
yeah.
are you going to keep it the way it is, or are you going to tinker?
You know what it is about me modding? Um, not only is modding sort of a very technical practice for a lot of people, but in many cases, modding is an art form. You would agree?
100%. But it's also less discriminatory. Like if you want to be a professional artist,
Yeah.
it becomes difficult to find people to buy your art. Now,
No,
if you're
100%.
modding and you're doing this for you and it's what you like, I'm also very accepting of that. So that's where I was thinking about you. I was like, hey, are you gonna do what are you gonna do to this thing?
Well, so no, all that to say, like, I consider modding an art form, especially a guy like Adam Savage, who we're going to be talking about the Adam Savage Spangler pack, or what he calls a Phoebe pack, YouTube video where he's already modding his pack. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna go and watch some clips and look at some of the things that he did, some of the things that he changed out, where you can get some parts and what else you need to think about. We're gonna do all that today. But like a guy like Adam Savage, who has a very keen eye and he turns modding into an art form. I'm I f- I'm fearful of that. If I start weathering my pack and adding colors to it and mixing paints and everything that he was doing, I would find a way to like ruin it. I would find a way to ruin the pack. So, all that to say, I will probably take a lot of time soaking it in, really thinking about it before I do any sort of modding. Like really honestly getting into it
Well, so
and
let's talk about what we've seen. Okay, so
what we've seen.
um, maybe you have an image of it, but
Yeah.
the ribbon cable is beautiful. And as a modder of these packs, I would say Fincher cables has probably they've been one of the best as far as getting an 84 ribbon cable. Very difficult stuff to find. This this Hasbro pack has an incredible ribbon cable, an 84 ribbon cable, but it's very dirty. It's like they almost try to hide how beautiful it is. If I had one, I didn't back the pack. I was very happy with what I
Yeah.
did with mine, and but if I were to receive this tomorrow, the first thing I would do is undirty up that beautiful ribbon cable. It's
You
too
think you
dirty.
could? It is very
Well,
dark, yes.
no, we can. We just saw Adam Savage do it in this video.
Yeah, but I noticed that he did have a few moments where he was like, "Ah, I don't know if I can take that clipping part." He said it was gonna be difficult, and then there was like a cut, and so we don't know exactly what he did to remove the cable from that clip that goes onto the top left of
Oh,
the
well, yeah, you're
secatron.
talking about down there the ribbon
Yeah,
cable clamp.
the clamp.
Um, yeah, so that's not a concern at all. If I was
Cool.
looking at this, this would not be a concern for me whatsoever. But if you look at the one to the left, you see how beautiful that ribbon cable shines, and then look at the one to the right.
It really is like a
The ribbon
huge
cable is
difference.
non-existent in the second one, and I don't know why. Because once it's cleaned off, as he showed us in this video, we're going to review. It is beautiful.
Brian says, "Doesn't it come with the 89 ribbon cable instead of an 84?" Why, yes.
No,
Yes, it does. Yes.
no,
Yes.
no. I have an 84 ribbon cable on mine.
Are you
It's a
sure?
Spectra.
Because Adam
No,
Adam even said
I'm
it was a GB2 cable.
I'm 100% sure. Because I'll show you the GB2
Ooh.
cable
All
right
right.
now.
Let's do it.
It's
Show us
the
both.
all right. I'll show you what.
Show us both. I believe you.
So this is an 82 cable. It's a
84.
Spectra cable.
84? Yeah.
It 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 is now it's nowhere near an 84 cable, which is what is
You
on
mean
the packs
89?
there.
Okay, we're only talking
It's not
80,
even close.
we're only talking 84, 89. So
It's not even close.
Savage
These
says that.
cables. So
Oh, you
it's
can't
it's
hear
an
me.
84. I can. It's an 84 cable on the pack.
No, no. So hear me out. So Adam said the cable out of the box is GB2. You're saying that is incorrect. That is still the
I'm
84 cable.
I'm saying 100%. Well, I don't know. So is this his to the left?
His is to the left. That's the upgrade, and then to the right is the pack out of the box.
So to the right, I can't tell because it's so dirtied up. It does look like a
Yeah,
Spectra cable. It looks like he switched it out here. The one on the left is an 84 cable, but the
yeah.
one
That's the
that
one he's fixed.
folks are receiving is 100% the wrong cable for a Spangler pack. It's 84. There's no references to GB2 whatsoever in the films or anything. To me, you put the 84 cable on it, but I don't know. It 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 seems off to me. Is all to put the Spectra cable on there.
Just had a weird, super weird occurrence, and this has happened on streams before. I'm wearing headphones, right? And these are pretty good noise canceling. I'm sorry to get off track, folks. You know what a jet sounds like when it's like taking off, like a passenger plane, like a 747. I heard that sound outside my neighborhood in the sky, like right now, but like without. It was so loud, and it came out of nowhere. It just like it was loud, and like I have my headphones on, but it was so loud. It was like I didn't have my headphones on, and I was looking out. I actually had to take them off because I thought it was coming through my headphones. It was that loud. There's no airport around me. I'm sorry to get off track. That freaked me out. I don't know what that was.
Ted, you live in San Antonio. There's like 5 military bases right there.
But it wouldn't
Um,
get it would be a gradual thing. It wouldn't just be like there. Like it was just like a conductor like da crescendo, and then it
yeah.
like went away. Anyways, I'm sorry to get off topic, off track. Okay, so we it does look like the wrong cable out of the box. Again, the right side is out of the box. The left side is Adam Savage, his finished product. Uh, um, sorry, what did you leave off?
Well, no, I was just saying. So during the video, which we're going to get to again,
Sure.
he's going from screen accuracy. So he has printed out pictures of how the pack look on screen and how he can make it look most real. And so on screen, it looks like the 84 ribbon cable um, plus this wire loom cover were movie accurate. While this yellow on the right hand side, the yellow loom cover, is Kevlar, which is crazy that they actually would use Kevlar. Very
That's what he said.
expensive to
Yeah.
do. But then the Spectra cable, there's just a few places where they missed the mark a little bit. I was actually surprised when I watched the video and I'm looking at his to the left, which obviously looks more like a rig, right? It's a
Right.
more you know screen accurate representation. He didn't put the screws in
What do
into
you
the
mean?
ion arm. The ion arm. It should have screws there. There should be two screws in the ion arm. It should be
Really?
Phillips head. Yes. It should be Phillips head, and it would be very easy to do.
Oh,
Given
yeah.
that little plate there should have screws in it, and
What if there's not a good place for them? You know what I mean? Like, what
no,
if?
but we know that that side of it opens up, right? That's where the storage part is. So if we
So
think,
the storage part is directly left of the ribbon cable. where those
No, so
notches
you're
are.
saying under the ion arm. So where
Yeah.
the arm comes down there, um, I think it's open in there. All you have to do actually is just screw a little hole into about an inch apart, maybe a little less, and then you just glue in screw heads right there. That's what I did with my spirit pack.
Okay.
It's funny to me that he went through all of this trouble, but did not do the screws in the iron arm. That would be important, I would think.
I would think so too. Really great that he changed out the yellow cable. He also straightened out the rod, and I'm like, is it really that off that you would feel like you have the need to straighten it? But I guess he did, so it must be, you know, necessary. But I can't imagine they would do that intentionally for everyone. I don't know. That was weird to me.
Well, look to the left and look to the right.
You
Which
can't
one
at
looks
this
better?
angle. It doesn't look like it's really far off. Maybe it was something that got damaged in, moving it from the manufacturer plant to being delivered. Maybe that's a thing that happened. I don't know. You could really tell, and he gave some great information on the types of sprays that he actually is using. So if anybody's interested, uh, this is the exact title of Adam's video. Adam Savage's one day builds Hasbro Proton Pack upgrades, and he's done a great job of providing a list of all the materials, all the spray paints that he's using, so that you can mimic some of the changes that he did. I do like that he weathered a lot of the shine out of the pack out of the box, because it does look like it is a little excessive on the right side. Um, he even took that weathering spray that he uses and like went to town on the wand, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's so much. But that's the way he wanted it. He wanted it afterlife, like screen accurate. So
But also, he doesn't have fear of loss.
no,
Adam
he does
Savage
not.
can get Adam Savage can have a brand new Spangler wand anytime he wants. But he also made a very clear point in the video. When you're doing your weathering, do not do it all at once.
No,
You do a little bit and then take a day.
absolutely.
Do a little bit, take a day. Do a little bit, take a day. It's a process of getting this thing to where you want it to be. I followed that with my spirit pack, and I couldn't be more pleased with how that turned out. Of just once in a while, just give it a knock, give it a nudge, but don't try to do everything all at once. And I fear for people in the group or in the sphere of modding who have been waiting all this time and they get their Haslab packs and they completely ruin them immediately with overdoing the weathering on the first day. Take your time. It's not
Absolutely.
going anywhere. It's yours. You see this one to the left? I don't think it's too much weathering. If I had the inability to ever buy another Spangler wand, I might have chilled out there. But if you can afford $139 and you can throw another wand on there, that's fine. I think the one to the left obviously looks better than the one to the right.
Oh, 100%. Especially because you can see the cable. You can actually see colors on that ribbon cable. So that was
Right?
probably
That's
the
that's
biggest
huge.
thing to change out.
And he went with the 84 cable.
He
I mean
did. He
that
went with 84
it
cable.
and that's so Spangler to me. And Adam always really dives in on these like intrinsic character traits of he really thinks about what that character would think about his product. And so the one to the left to me looks like Spangler would give that a stamp of approval, ready to go bust Ghost. It
You
does. I
know,
mean, he did a great job.
I wouldn't mind the darkened spray weathering that he was doing, but when he got into like the paint and using the compound liquids to kind of thin it out so that it would look like sort of dirt that would have been left over. I'm like, oh, bro, now you're getting way too technical. Like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to follow that. But he did it, and then I think he also like threw powder on it towards the end to kind of add some more like dust
Yeah.
look to it. So I'm just like, oh
A
my god, it's
sheen.
so
A
much.
sheen, right? Is that what it's called? A
Yeah,
sheen.
sure.
But Ted,
Brian,
that's not. You represent a good portion of the fan base. I want to point that out.
mm,
Um, we can't just talk about people who want to mod and who want to do things. Probably the largest contingent of our fan base are guys like you who are just happy to get the product that Hasbro made and be happy with that. And don't feel the need to take it apart the second that you get it. If you guys don't feel pressure from people making mods or doing these things, enjoy what you received
yeah, for
and
sure.
and sit with it. You know,
Absolutely, absolutely. Brian says I am kicking myself for not backing the pack when it came out. Brian, there's
I
probably a lot
I
of
am
folks
too.
in that. There's
I
probably a
am
lot of folks
too.
in that same boat, and I didn't back the pack until it hit like one of the final tiers because I was gambling a little bit, right? I'm like, I
Well,
don't
it's
want to back
Christmas
it.
time.
I didn't want to back it too early, and because I wanted to make sure that it covered all the tiers. It kind of sucks to say that out loud, but once it cleared all the tiers, I was like, all right, now getting my money's worth. Let me go ahead and jump on in. Rain also says internal speaker upgrade, talent cell replacement for D batteries, ribbon cable replacement. I guess she's gonna go with the better looking 84 one on the left. Yellow sheath replacement, real clipper valve, replace all pack brass and elbows for real brass. Ooh, interesting. And real
Yeah.
elbows for the pack. For the wand, replace. Oh, cut it off, but I can read the rest. Hold on.
No, it's all good, Ted. So we get where she's going. She's saying,
Wait,
"Hey,
hang on, hang on,
the
hang on, hang on. Clippered aluminum knobs, replace a trigger tip with aluminum tip and the real banjo fittings for starters. It's Portland Ghostbusters representing. Absolutely.
of
All right, out
course."
of all those, what do you want to talk about?
Um, I want to talk about just the
Well, out of the things that she said.
well. So she's completely right. She's talking about exactly what happens in this video, and getting that going. But here's the thing: if you have never had a proton pack before, what would you say the percentage of people receiving the Hasbro packs are
First
3D
timers?
printers, there's
Oh,
spirit collectors, or there's a lot. There's a long list. I would
you think half?
say I would say 75 at least percent of people receiving these packs
All
have
right.
never forayed into modding or anything like that whatsoever.
Yeah, I
They
probably
saw
say
a
that.
dream. They saw a dream, which I had too. I had this dream big time. They never gave us a movie realistic proton pack ever.
Never.
Never, and they wouldn't. It was always
Yeah.
blue or real Ghostbusters or whatever. We never had a toy that came out that was like, okay, you can like really cosplay as this. And that's all I wished for when I was 7, 8 years old. I didn't back the pack because I was building my spirit pack at the time. I regret it now heavily. I
What
regret not backing the pack heavily.
we're gonna ask
There's
Adam for the other pack that he has here, the extra one for you.
no one's going to give me a pack. It's not going to happen. And everyone who bought them, keep them and do your thing. I'm just extremely jealous because as I'm seeing these packages come in and I'm seeing people unbox them, it actually is like I wanted to hate on it. I was in the early chats when the backing was first started getting going. I was like, there's no way they're actually going to make this cool because I had been in the spirit pack game for so long. I'm like, dude, this is actually really hard. There's no way they're going to actually make it look legit for $400. It's going to look like shit, but it looks great. And I'm upset, Ted. I'm upset.
We will perhaps Alex Spence bought like 10 because Alex is a legend over there in H Town. And so maybe he's got a spare one. You never know. You never know. You never know. Look,
No, I'm
listen.
never
Can
gonna
I
get
can I
one.
say
It's
can I
okay.
say this? I will be not fearful at all about changing the inner components of the Spengler pack. So, like Rain mentioned, upgrading the power cell from batteries to something rechargeable. I'm all for that. I will do that in a split second. So the inner workings of the pack, like the speakers as well, I'm down for that because I know you got a pretty sick speaker in your pack, right? I would love to have something like that. Because yours is hella loud. Yours you can hear from blocks away.
Yeah, but I have a JBL in mine.
I know. I know
But
that.
it's still 80%. It's still. So here's my. Can I actually give you a complaint I have about Hasbro doing this?
In a second, yes.
And not in a second now.
We had so many
Um,
comments to go through.
no, but this is important, I think,
Go
and
for it.
maybe
Go
their
for it.
comments will lead it. As someone who really tried to dive into this when our only option was spirit packs and dropped $1,400 in order to get my spirit pack to the level I thought I could cosplay with major groups and be legit. I'm a little upset now that somebody who maybe didn't take that journey just paid $400 and now they have a better pack than me.
Nobody has a better pack than you. What are you talking about?
No,
You're a
no, no, no,
madman.
no,
Your pack
no. Now
looks sick. You've done
my
so much
pack looks
work on
great.
it.
All I'm saying is, if I show up to a convention after all the work I put into mine, somebody shows up with a stock Hasbro, I'm second fiddle.
You're not second fiddle. You have LED scrolling screens on your pack. I'm gonna mute your mic because you're talking nonsense right now.
I
I'm
think it's
about to mute you. I'm about to mute. You
don't do
go
that.
around and everybody looks at your pack that you can hear from blocks away, and all the lights are bright as hell, and you got the LED scrolling screen on your pack. Like, no, get out of here with that nonsense. Let's get to the comments, to the real comments on today's show, please. Thank you. Ivan says I would probably not mod mine, but I don't need a video to show me how to appreciate my pack when it shows up. Ooh, I want to hear about some of the ways people are modding their packs because maybe someone's suggestion will click with me and I'll mod it after. I'm the same way. Rain mentioned the changing out the battery, switching out the D batteries for like a power cell, and that's got to be on everybody top of everybody's list, right? Because you don't want to be fumbling with those D batteries like at a convention or during a parade or during an event.
Talent
Like,
cell is it's going to be an easy talent cell swap. It looks like.
easy, 100%. Um, I'll mod, maybe mod some. We'll click me after all. Chris Robinson, what up, Chris? I'm waiting for the community to make the mods to get inspiration, but I'm pretty set on doing the attenuator on the
Attenuator.
shoulder strap
Yeah.
that Savage did in his other video. Ooh, interesting. I
Yeah.
don't know if
So
I
you
saw that.
can. Well, yeah. So you can change cyclotron speed, activate. So you don't have to take the. If you're
Yeah,
cosplaying, you don't have to take the wand off the pack. You can control things from the attenuator on the shoulder strap. So that
that
looks
is
good.
sick. That is sick. Brian says I was content with my spirit pack at first when it was just a cosplay, but now that I have started a franchise in my area, I want to go get one. Absolutely.
Mm.
And the Wolf franchise is fantastic. You and the spouse, y'all are doing a great job over there. Chris says, "You're talking nonsense, Maddie. Pack elitism can go straight to hell. You
I
don't
agree
you
with
don't
that. I
you
agree. No,
have a
I
great
agree with
pack.
that.
You have a great pack. Everybody tells you you have a great pack. You need to get out of here with that. The only person who has a slightly better pack than you already know who I'm talking about.
Scotty. I don't know.
Good old Scotty, and that's because his pack weighs 100 pounds, and that's like you
Yeah.
give him props just for carrying the damn thing around.
But I do not believe in pack elitism at all either. I'm just saying I dropped so this is real life. I dropped like $1,500 to get my
And you
spirit
have
pack to the tits, and now for $400, people have a 20% larger version of mine, and everything else. It my hate isn't for pack elitism. It's not for
Yeah.
people who have one. It's the fact that I spent $1,500 trying to get this thing to the point when I could have just waited maybe 3-4 months and just
If
got the
you
Hasbro.
sell your 1,500 one, and then you go buy an overpriced resellable Spengler pack.
No, 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 no. In fact, and then
Because I
this
love
other
you
thing.
so much, I'm gonna share my pack with you. We're gonna switch at events
No, no,
when you come to Central.
no,
I've already decided. We're gonna switch during the
no, Ted,
parade. We're like at the
Ted.
halfway mark. I'm gonna say like, all right, it's
I'm
your
on.
turn.
No, I'm just starting Spirit Pack elitism. It's easier for me to carry mine during a parade than it is for you. That's all I'm saying. I'm
I
going to
got
stick
you.
with my 80%.
Oh
No, but I
man,
love everybody involved. These are just jokes. I'm just kidding.
totally, just jokes.
Yeah, but I
Rain
hate
also
all of you.
says the Haslab packs are nice, but custom Spirit and full size packs are OG. Yours was made with love, Senor. You hear
Hey,
that?
you know what? When it
And she
rains,
knows.
it
She knows what she's talking.
pours. When it rains, it pours, and all that love is hitting all of my pores right now. Thank
Oh,
you,
she knows what
Rain.
she's talking about. She knows exactly
Yeah,
what she's talking about. She's a professional model. You hear all the stuff she's gonna do?
yeah.
Rain, please send us photos of the pack once it's complete. I really want to see what that bad boy looks like. Awesome. Maddie, you wanted to see some other stuff here. So let's get
I want to
into
get
some parts
the
of this
motherboard
video.
off. Let's see what
We're
that
looking. We're
looks like.
looking.
There's a lot of room to
There's a ton
mod
of
inside
room.
of here. And I know that initially everyone's going to move off of D batteries. That's not even a real thing. In fact, the housing they have the D batteries in could probably easily fit a talent cell. I'm seeing that already, being able to easily switch that over. But I started thinking about further mods, and it actually becomes difficult because there's already a built in 84 mod. There's already the Afterlife mod of the spinning cyclotron. There's already variances you can do on the vibration. It already connects to the wand. I don't know if there's actually much room here to. I think if you were a selling on Etsy or you were doing some sort of mod site, maybe a metal like a cutout motherboard, maybe like a clipper valve. I don't know what else you could really do to make this thing any better.
I
It
mean,
just kind of is good already.
it it absolutely is. I mean, first things first, right? Everybody's gonna be connecting the Alice frames to it, switching out the straps. I think that's like top of the list for everybody, right? Like no matter
Hmm.
what, you got to switch those out. So this is what you
Doesn't
wanted,
that
right?
look like a spirit pack? No, so people are talking about how Hasbro is, and this thing is $400, and the outside of it looks like $400. Everybody's getting their money's worth, but when you look inside of this thing, this is no more or less complicated than a Spirit Halloween pack.
True.
I mean, it looks almost just like a Spirit Halloween pack with this
What
off. I was waiting for this view, and I think that we had a special guest. We're not going to mention his name, but we had someone who was going to come on and kind of talk about this sort of thing. And when he sees this, I think there's going to be some specific things we can do in here. There's a lot of space, Ted.
a lot of
If
space.
Does that look like the back of a Spirit pack?
I mean, to be fair, it's like all the same components of the spirit pack are the same
Right,
with
right.
this. It's just this is one for one, but you still have lights and the cyclotron. You still have the all the same functions of the spirit pack. It's just slightly bigger, so it makes sense that it would look very similar. But I like the idea of several things. Who was it? Which team was it? It might have been Dallas Fort Worth. I mean, they had stuff on their packs like slime containers. I think somebody had like an LED screen of like a captured
That
ghost
was
on their
Yellow
pack.
Rose.
That was Yellow Rose. There you go.
Yeah,
Those are the kinds of things I like. Those are like they're not too crazy, but they take a pack to another level.
for
And
sure.
so
But all of
I
those
would be
are
interested in stuff like that.
all of those are opposite of the wiring that you see here. And the same would be true for a spirit pack. So
Hmm.
unless you were going to go down the Arduino route where you're like fully programming your entire pack or whatever, um, you kind of leave most of the things the way they are, and then you
Yeah.
switch a component here or there. All that ancillary extra stuff is it runs opposite of the rest of the pack. So when I look at the back of this, I'm literally thinking you can even see the tape. Like I'm almost having flashbacks to taking apart spirit packs for the first time. Um, I think there's a lot of room here, and maybe taking out that heavy vibrate mode that people complain about the moo. Um, but other than that, I don't know what you could actually do to this pack to give it more functionality than it already has. Because it's already like 1,000 times above a deluxe Spirit Halloween Proton Pack, right? So
Oh, for
off the
sure.
shelf, pulling it out of the box, what more features could you possibly need out of this thing? I think most of it is actually going to be just cosmetic. You know, it's going to be clipper valves. It's going to be maybe a new ribbon cable. It's going to be looms. It's going to be electric tape. It's going to be something like that.
Yeah, and it's a lot of the same things that Adam was pointing out. He was putting additional electrical tape, like you said, on some of the wiring. Maybe they want to put those screw heads on the cover of the arm, like you said. Maybe that's a thing that you people want to do. Maybe somebody could just draw them on there. Would that be too terrible? If they just like drew on like screw heads instead of actually like gluing or like
Well, the only problem is we found out in the video, and this goes for anyone thinking I'm going to CNC motherboards. You have to think about this. Um, Adam very specifically pointed out that there are recessed points on the motherboard where the screws go into. So if you don't have that figured out while you're CNCing these things, you're going to have lips and rims and all sorts of things to get the spacing and everything correct on this. I think they went in knowing, hey, regardless of who straps a Alice frame onto this, our product is going to be cool. If you make modifications to it, it's not in our hands.
Chris has a great question, and I think you might be able to help with this. I'm curious how folks will add smoke. It doesn't seem like the end filter would be an option on this one. Room for it somewhere? Question mark. What do you think, sir? You've seen
Yeah,
people with the exhaust, releasing smoke after the pack overheats. Um, Based on the video, do you think that's still possible?
100%. I would think that if you decided to move away from the 9-volt option that the pack is built stock with, and you decided to move towards a talent cell direction, that might be easy with just a red and black wire and hook it up. But if your wattage is incorrect, and all these, I mean, you can create a lot of problems. But if you're using that wattage in a reasonable way, adding on an in filter might be necessary even for adding on a talent cell um, battery. So adding on the smoke kit might actually help you distribute the power in a way that doesn't burn out the electronics as they stand. If I was looking at this back, if I was getting one and I'm not, the first thing I would be looking at is how do I use the talent cell to also power my smoke filter while not burning out the board that's stuck, and then
Yeah.
figuring out the problems from there. But that would be my first go at it. It's definitely possible. Adam brought it up in the video. Swapping out the D cells, I think, will be important to do that. I think you need to distribute power in a way that doesn't burn out your stock board because we don't really want to mess with that. It's actually good the way it is. But adding components to that, that's where the tricks kind of come in. So I don't know. I would say do talent cell, infilter on the smoke kit, and then make it work.
Let's see here. I have another comment. From Rain, great answer by the way. The biggest issue for the Haslab pack is going to be the 300-second countdown shut-off timer that turns the pack off to save battery. Ooh, interesting. Have forgotten about that.
It's a 5 minute countdown, so that's about 300 seconds, right? What's 12 times
Yeah.
5 times 6 times a million? But yeah, so there is a shut off between the wand and the pack. Not sure why that's the case. I
It
don't know
is odd.
what would actually. I don't know what would actually lead to that, other than them choosing 9 volts. Like it seems very easy to just do lithium in this day and age. I don't know why 9 volt was the choice here, but I feel like if you're doing lithium, then the battery could just sleep. You power things on, and you see what I'm saying. So it's like
Yeah.
it seems really odd that's a feature, but I mean, who cares? You think about these things before you go to a con. You think about these things. You're like, boy, I need this thing going. Anytime anybody steps up to me, I need to be able to flip a switch and turn it on. But the second you go to a con, you realize that nobody actually really cares, and then it's just it's not a thing to actually worry about. So just attach your wand to it, regardless of 300 seconds. Just walk around and people say hi. Let's take a picture, and that's pretty much all that happens.
Absolutely. I'm trying to find this one photo that I think would be extremely helpful. Give me a second here. For anybody who's interested, and I know this is also going to be a big topic. I'm sharing my screen of a Instagram page. This is mats.man.cave, and he's already found an adequately sized, weatherproof hard case for the Proton Pack. Those of you who travel, you go to conventions around the country, you need to transport your Spangler pack along with it. This brand, I believe, is Pure Outdoor by Monoprice, Monoprice, and he found an adequate sized uh, hard case, and it also comes with the customizable foam insert. So the foam is already inside. You cut it according to the dimensions of your pack, and you're able to transport it safely around the country with you, hoping that it actually gets to its destination. So
Nothing
consider
like
that.
nothing like caution tape to really throw off TSA.
And all the danger stickers and the high voltage and all that, the
It's
nuclear stuff.
insane. It's insane. And in fact, like it's literally it's way easier to travel as a Jedi. It's way easier to travel as Spider Man or anything else. A proton pack literally looks like a bomb. If you were to put this thing in a box and run it through the TSA X-ray machine, it looks like if you were to ask a kindergartner, what does a bomb look like? They would draw a proton pack. It would almost be like exactly just a black box, some wires. Um, I don't believe this. I
You don't
think
believe
that
what?
this is actually. I don't think this is actually going to help you travel with your. This might actually lead to more attention.
This is just an idea, right? So if you need a case, it doesn't have to be this one because this one's gonna run you. It's gonna put you back about $300. But this case is 30 by 19 by 15.8, and it comes with customizable foam. So go for, if you can't afford that much, go for a cheaper brand. Look on Amazon. Look for a um, weatherproof hard case. This one has wheels, so you don't even have to like lug it around. You can just roll it behind you
You're not getting
through.
this through TSA. It's not. It's not happening. I'm
You know
shutting
what?
them down.
I
I
will
want to
get
see
it.
this.
I will get a
I,
case just to go to conventions because sometimes I just want to roll it behind me. How about that?
well, I all I want is all their technology, everything they're offering, but in a less conspicuous case. For people who don't know what's going on, this is an alarming case.
I
This is extremely alarming.
I
I
feel you. I feel
just give
you.
it to me in a plain black. No stickers, no lights, no nothing. Just let me get my proton pack through the way.
You know what? I feel like an all black case that big looks even more suspicious. Like seriously, like if
No,
you put a
no way.
Ghostbuster sticker on it, it at least like alleviates a little bit of the tension
I
and the
think a lot of
drama.
times you forget about the stupid people in this world, and there's a lot of them, and we love everybody here. But I think
I've
that
had to throw away water bottles walking through TSA. I understand completely.
if you're walking through TSA with a case big enough to fit a proton pack, lit up with LED lights, and covered in caution tape, it is not going to go well.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Let's see here. The ribbon cable. He replaced the ribbon cable, and he did a ton of weathering on it. Oh, let me first get past this ad. Thank you very much. He did a ton of weathering on it, and he even did it like above the pack. Which, like, I'm like, you're gonna get more weathering on your pack, but I'm like, oh, but that's kind of what you want. So yeah, it's fine. Do it
Let's
that way.
rub and buff. Rub and buff is an addictive
Rub
substance.
and buff.
Rub and buff is an addictive substance. Everybody listening right now, rub and buff needs to go on your Haslab pack, your Spirit pack. If you have a proton pack, you need rub and buff in your life. But it is an addictive substance. And you saw him kind of get carried away with it a little bit. And he even calls himself out on getting carried away with it. I
I mean,
loved
I
it.
told you when he was doing it, I'm just like, oh man, you're really laying it on
But
there. But
I love this. Look, see, he has the 84 cable there.
yeah,
And
for
he knew
sure.
that that was important to even add on. He knew that it was important. That I love that. And this is a very difficult moment if you're modding a spirit pack or you're modding a 3D printer pack, it doesn't matter. The second that you put the ribbon cable clamp onto the cyclotron and you start to spin and twist this thing, there's a lot of tension on what you use for your ribbon clamp,
Yeah.
and this thing can pop, and it does on him here in a minute too. As well organized as he is, and as many tools as he has at his disposal, you're going to see a ribbon cable flip right off of him after he's spinning this thing here, and it actually endured me to the video a little bit because that's something he's talking about this whole time. He's talking about how secure he's going to make it to make sure this doesn't happen. But if you're a Ghostbusters creator, if you're in the space, if you've ever built a proton pack, you know what twisting the ribbon cable. There's a lot of the line when you're going for this move here. And I love this from Adam. Throw on the sound. This is actually great.
All right, hang on.
Cleaned it out, used the Dremel to open up the slot, and now we are almost where we need to be. Just going to get a little more glue in there, and great. I haven't decreased its functionality. Got a little more going on. I know I don't like glue. I know that usually I think of glue as a less than ideal solution, but it's fine for right now.
It's
One
fine
of
for right
the
now.
key bits of detailing on the Proton Pack is rusted cap head quarter 20s. Two of them hold the ladder frame down. We're going to take off that piece. Yeah, gone. And then we are going to quarter 20.
Yeah. You got to put some hex screws in there. Yep.
I always use tapping fluid. Always. I don't know. Yeah, there we go.
All right, he's putting head screws in the ladder. Skip ahead until when he's twisting the ribbon cable. Oh, yeah, it's back there just a little bit.
Stand by. YouTube's doing this weird thing right now. Hang on.
Stand by me. Stand by me.
I feel like this has been settled long enough so I can start to put
See,
this
that's
in
not the cable that
twist
comes with the
screw.
pack.
Right, correct. 100%.
And it twists that way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Whoa,
Oh,
yeah,
You can't do that.
Lots
You
of
can't
force,
do
totally
that.
let go.
Anybody
Rookie
who's ever
failure.
modified a
Okay.
spirit pack knows
Plan B.
exactly what that
The
means.
actual way they did it.
that's hilarious.
Oh, this.
Let me go to my lathe and extremely professional equipment that no regular person has. He does the same thing when he does the clipper valve. He's like, oh, well, when you do a vacuum seal, everything is conical. So I'm going to put this on my lathe and smooth this thing out so I can put my sticker on. This video can't be what we're using to like think about actually modding these things because nobody has this space to do these things in. Oh, I ran into a problem. Oh, okay, perfect. Let me hop into my perfect solution box and pull out something that can help me through this problem. See now,
1,
he's
2, 3, 4.
he's still really
5,
turning this thing.
6. Yeah.
But he's got to go
7,
further.
8, 9.
It's got to go
10.
big ways. Yeah, but once he puts it through there, he realizes, oh shit, I have other wires I need to get through here as well.
Oh yeah.
It's just interesting. The back of it looks so much like a spirit pack to me. I can't get over it. The front of it looks like almost like a. If you were to just show that to me, I'd be like, hey, it came off the screen. But you pull that motherboard off, and it looks like a spirit pack behind there. And he's doing the right thing, switching out the clamps and getting the real clamp on there, which he's going to have to unscrew those rusty hex screws he just put in to put that in there. But look how good that cable looks on there as opposed to the Spectra TB2 cable. That's the
beautiful.
Cable.
It is
It
gorgeous.
looks so good. I don't know where he got. I bet he has a roll of it. They gave him a roll.
Well,
You
he
see him just
he
rip it.
said it.
He's
He
ripping
said
off
in the
stickers.
video. Yeah.
He's ripping off
He
the
said in the
stickers with
video
film
he
in.
only has like 2 of them because they're so hard to come by.
Well, Fincher cables. If anybody's watching, Fincher cables can hook you up with a GB1 cable. Here comes the rub and buff. And it's not going to stop. The rub and buff is going to continue. He even calls this rub and buff. To me, this looks a bit like acrylic paint.
I would agree.
But wrapping the electric tape over the electric tape mold, great idea. Nothing looks like electric tape. I love this.
You wouldn't
From this
paint
point
it?
forward,
That would be
No.
ridiculous to paint it.
no, hell no. Everything looks a little bit better when it's not how it's, you know what I mean.
Sure.
But everything from this point forward, the Hasbro pack looks incredible. He does an awesome job. Adam Savage is a genius. Do I
He's a
wish he
madman.
put screws in the ion arm? He has to do that. Screws have to go in the ion arm. There isn't a proton pack screen used anywhere that does not have screws in the ion arm. You have to do that. But
Why don't you
everything else
message him and ask him why he didn't?
because he doesn't talk to me because I think I'm maybe more handsome and cool than he is. And he doesn't want to talk. But
That's what it is.
It has to be that.
It has
That's
to
the
be.
only reason not to.
The only reason.
But no, he's done an insane job here. And when he pulls it up, putting on that 84 cable changed the whole pack.
Hang on, let me get rid of these ads real quick.
What ads?
Adam's ads. I'm gotta click past his ads.
Oh,
His ads are in the way.
well, I got to be honest. I love talking about this, but I'm a little bit salty today. I'm just going to put that there. I'm pissed off. I didn't back the pack. Okay? You wanted that from me? You got it. I'm upset. I should have backed the pack. I should be
I'm
receiving
gonna share it with you. I'm gonna share it with you.
Hell no, you're not going to share shit with
This
me.
is
You're
a
going to
team
carry
effort.
it and be beautiful. No, I'm honestly, I'm hating. I wish I backed the pack. I wish I had one coming. So, excuse my hate. I'm just pissed
I'm
off because
I'm
I didn't.
telling you, Alex over there is a legend, and he has probably a friend that works at Hasbro. He's gonna hook you up.
You're just making things up to make me feel better, so I don't embarrass you on stream. But I'm
How
telling you
how
right
many
now, I'm
times how many
upset.
times do my theories come true? I can tell the
I would
future,
say 2 out of 10 times. I'm
but
actually
it's usually
if
the
we're
biggest
going on
2 out of 10 times.
if we're going on since we met each other, I'm mountains ahead of that prediction
There you
scale.
go. I'm sure, definitely. Chris says I'm gonna cut the ladder and install some legit number 2 Dixon Ticonderoga pencils.
Jamie,
What?
Jamie's there with me.
Yeah. Oh,
The Ticonderoga pencils is for the ladder.
there you go.
They were Ticonderoga.
Ooh, with everyone posting their delivery details, there's still time to hijack a truck fast and furious style. Maddie, jump in your Supra and let's do this.
Yeah, I'm down. And I think I have a few riders with me. It looks like in the chat there's some folks who are ready to go with Matty Ice.
Jamie Hodges, is that the head editor in chief of Report All Ghosts? I think it is.
No, he says the editor in chief is Jamie's sex master. Jamie is the sex slave of that corporation. But no, Jamie is number 2 for sure.
Very nice, very nice.
After he put it in a lathe. Let's
All right,
be
help me
honest
out.
about this.
I forgot about
This
this
video.
part. Did he print
No,
that?
no. So no. This is not printed. He said, "Oh, it doesn't work because if you put a vacuum seal, it becomes a connular shape, so you can pull it out of the thing."
Yeah.
And he says, "Okay, well, the sticker won't fit perfectly if it's not all the way circular around." So he puts it in his lathe
We all
to
have those. What are you
round.
talking about?
Yeah, everybody has a lathe. And he rounds it out and the sticker fits. That's the end of this story. But I would encourage anyone watching Adam Savage's video, and I love Adam Savage, I love Ghost Corps, I love Haslab, I love everybody, but do not watch this video and make immediate changes to your pack. You spent $400. Look at it for a second, be with it for a second. Just imagine what you want to do. Look at groups, look at pages, look at links. Adam said you can't put your clipboard on a lathe, okay? You're gonna have to work out these problems on your own. While it's awesome to see parts of the pack we haven't seen before, I encourage everybody who's receiving one, just sit with it for a minute and then decide what you
Uh,
want to do.
First thing you need to do when you get your Spengler pack, you open it up, you make sure it's all put together, and then you're gonna lay it right next to you in your king size bed. If it's between you and your spouse, that's fine. They're not gonna worry about it too much. They're not gonna be upset. It's a Spengler pack, so you're gonna put it right there in the middle of your bed, and you're gonna lay your arm over it and sleep right next to it. That's what I plan on doing.
It's always the quiet ones. Ted, you're not sleeping with you, Ted. I think it's important though to get that message out there. It's not really a
Absolutely.
joke. While everyone is hyped, you're going to see people as soon as they get them who are experienced people in modding expensive things and knowing the consequence after, and they have their talent honed and they're going to do something awesome. Do not feel the need to do that the second you get your pack. You are just as legit as anyone else just for having it. Sit with it and do not feel the need to immediately modify it. Because the truth is about cosplay, nobody understands what it is other than people in your group. They don't get it. And the truth is, if you didn't mod a spirit pack, you could wear a bland spirit pack straight out to an event and they'd be like, "Oh my God, this is crazy." And they'll give you their money. That's what That's what the charity and everything is really all about. So if you're getting this pack, it's going to be very valuable moving forward. I would say sit with it, look at it, see what you want to make of it, and then look at the Facebook pages for a while. See the mods that make sense to you if within your realm of doing so. But don't ruin your beautiful pack that comes to you. Don't do it.
The last thing you want to do is say, I want to do this, and then you see somebody else that had a better idea, and you're like, oh, I should have done that, right? Give it some time, take in all the options, weigh all the options, check out all the possibilities, and then go with your gut, go what feels right. Do what Ivan says. Ivan says, I ordered two. My partner and I will both be sleeping on the couch to let them packs have the bed. Oh yeah. And the guy that we talk about frequently on the show, legendary Alex Spence, says, I already have plans to tear it apart to upgrade.
Yeah,
Alex,
but
name the
Alex,
top name the top three
my
things you're gonna do, Alex. We want to hear it.
Alex is the leader of my group, so I can't go against him too heavy publicly. But I will say that Alex is a very experienced modder. If you have never even sprayed paint on something, do not touch your proton pack the second you get it. Just don't do that. Alex is an incredibly experienced modder. He knows how to do a lot of stuff,
He
including
does.
how to make me sing. He had me singing
What?
the other day.
What?
Yeah.
What
I
did you
can't tell
sing?
you how. That's on the Patreon. That's on the Patreon after this.
Alex is a Jedi master when it comes to modding things. First thing he
That's true.
says, battery mod from the get go. Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yeah. It's a talent cell coming in
absolutely,
easy.
easy, easy peasy.
But what do you say we hop off of here? I think we talked about it enough.
No more Adam video.
No, we're done. And you know what? I think that it's important that we be done because we need to get into other parts of this video, maybe even next week. And I think that other people might appreciate a particular guest who could break some of these things down. These are our initial reactions as dumbasses, but we can bring in experts who really know what they're talking about on the other halves of this video. I don't know. What do you think, Dad? Do you think that's a
I
better idea?
I think you're selling yourself short, sir. You are a very experienced modder. Everyone knows that. You've been talking
No.
like an expert. No, you stop it. You're being too modest here. You're a
No,
very talented modder.
I do not make the rank of the Jedi Council, and I can't be mad about it. I can't ruin the rest of the galaxy because of me feeling like that. No, I am
Anakin, don't.
Padawan.
Anakin,
No,
don't. Not
I'm a
now, Anakin.
Padawan.
Anakin,
I'm a Padawan.
Anakin, Anakin.
But I think that we can have people on who know what the fuck they're talking about. I didn't mean to say the F word for anybody listening.
That's okay. This is not a family show. Ivan says he's gonna make it into a replica of Johnny Ruckus's My Little Pony pack. Absolutely.
Johnny
And
Ruckus is a menace.
and Alex says, and honestly, just machined parts to replace. Ooh, which parts? So you can't leave us hanging, Alex. The suspense is gonna kill us. Let us know which
I think
parts.
he's lying. He has to tell the truth now.
Ooh.
Alex, you're lying. So you have to lay out exactly what you think on next week's episode. All
Oh my god. Let's see here. I have a couple of other things to talk about.
right.
Listen, this is good to know, right? I don't want to say that everybody's going to be able to enjoy this, but it's must need to know information. Here we go. January 19th just so happens to be National Popcorn Day. What does that mean? Well, depending on where you live, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. What are you laughing about? Depending on where you live, talking to you folks out there in the social media world, a theater near you will be hopefully participating in National Popcorn Day. Expect the best deals of the year at your local theaters, events, um, all kinds of things, discounts, special offers. National Popcorn Day, January 19th. Go check out a movie.
I'm dying, Ted.
Hopefully there is a showing of Ghostbusters near you on January 19th. That way you can really soak it all in and take full advantage of National Popcorn Day. Pop into theaters January 19th. This message brought to you by Fandango.
Did you say pop into theaters, Ted?
Hey, we just made 50 cents on that ad right there.
Dude,
50
pop
cents.
into theaters. Pop into theaters.
Pop
It's
in the theater.
National Popcorn Day. That is hilarious, Ted. Um, in fact, if we get to the point where we really start getting ad sponsors, I don't want like a serious. Hey, you have to go with Farmers Insurance because they saved me an ass load on that motorcycle accident. I don't want any of that. I want like funny ads. Like that's a funny ad. And by the way, while you're watching the show, it's National Popcorn Day. Pop on into theaters and like those are good ads, Ted. You read
Thank
that
you.
well.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we do around here.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yes.
is what we do. And last but not least, for sure, I came across. Oh, you know what? Sorry, Chris Robinson says Maddie is just a slight nudge from zapping and trapping youngins over here. Ooh, would love the Star Wars crossover. And Alex says, but it's behind a paywall. I wanted to share one last thing. You might have seen it if you're following us on social media. You would have seen it. If you're not, I don't know why you're not. You should be. But this is at a hotel or outside of a hotel in Leon, Mexico, just 4 hours north of Mexico City. This was done by a group of artists. I'm trying to get some more information on them, but they went around and painted murals of some of their favorite 80s and 90s animated shows. They did Thundercats, they did Sailor Moon, and they also did the real Ghostbusters. I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. You have the upgrade with the Stay Puft Minis there on the right, but this is just fantastic and I love it. They even added that extra piece on top to make sure they got the full hat for the Stay Puffed. But this is fantastic. Now this is an old story. I don't know if it still looks like this or not. But this was a story that I kind of caught and
It's not that
yeah,
old.
it's not.
This is relatively new. My only question I had when looking at this, and I think it's awesome because they actual Ghostbusters fans had to have come up with this concept because it looks like '84 and it looks like real Ghostbusters. We know Stay Puft Marshall Limit. He was a part of the real Ghostbusters, but
Yeah.
this looks like an '84 Ghostbusters theme too, and it's incredible. But I'm curious about the top here. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
think that that's actually the sky. Have you ever been to Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas? Um,
That's interesting.
I don't think that that's sky behind that. I
You
don't
could
think
be
this
right.
is. I think that's like this is like a tunnel there. It doesn't take away from how beautiful it is, but I don't know if you just walk on the streets of Mexico City and find this by your local barista. I think this is in some sort of a museum or art gallery in its own. To me, it kind of looks like it's in one of those things. What do you think, Ted?
No, I think that I've seen one or two angles of the same mural, and I'm pretty sure it's outdoors. But I will reserve my answer, and potentially it is
The lighting just
an
looks
indoor
too
mural.
inside, even
Hey,
on
that's
the characters.
that's Mexico, baby. The only thing that's really weird to me is that Spangler has like a mustache almost. They put like a little bit of a yellow mustache on his lip. I think it'd be better if I
Yeah,
blow it up here.
but he's a G, and we all know that in from watching Top Gun Maverick that the top G's, the ones that can take the most G's, they have mustaches. So throwing one on Spangler, I don't mind.
There you go. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. But I wanted to share that because honestly, it's gorgeous. And one of these days, I'm going to have a mural like that painted in my hometown so I can go visit it on a daily
No,
basis.
that's got to be your first tattoo, Ted. Here's another question I want to ask you: do you have a tattoo here
Hey,
live on Ghostheads Radio? Do you have a tattoo?
that I can share with everybody? No, I do not
Yes.
have a tattoo at all. At all. And it's not to say I don't want one. It's just that I've never had the idea of getting one because you have it forever. It's got to be good. It's got to be 100%. It's got to be something you want to keep forever. And I just don't know what that is right now. Maybe I'll get the kids' names tattooed on my shoulder or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
A couple wolf balls
What?
with your kids' names, maybe a Bible verse. I have a
Perhaps.
Illuminati
Perhaps.
Pikachu. I have an Illuminati Pikachu.
I don't believe you.
It's right there. I have an Illuminati Pikachu.
Nice.
I'm jealous of you because I hate all my tattoos, Ted. Can I be honest with you? Can we do 5 minutes with Maddie B?
5 minutes with Maddie B. Go.
I hate my tattoos. I wish I never got them. I'm embarrassed of them, but they're still kind of cool. Where would you guys land with me on if I should get some of these removed or not? I can post pictures later for a poll, but just now, do you say regretting tattoos is cool or just sticking with what you went and keeping it is the way to go?
And that was 5 minutes with Maddie B.
Yeah, that was a minute and a half.
Minute and a half with Maddie B. Can I one last story, and it's not entirely Ghostbusters related, but I have a wish list. I have a wish list. I have a wish
Yeah.
list, and I want to make sure I talk about it. So earlier today, it was announced that Universal Studios is opening up a theme park. Let's call it a large hotel resort in Frisco, Texas. It sits on 100 acres, which is not it's not comparable to like Disney World or Universal Studios in Orlando, right? But it is like a 300 room hotel that they plan on building with like attractions and stuff. And they plan on having like 5 separate themed areas of this slightly smaller theme park. So all that to say that when I was a kid, I visited Universal Studios, and at the time they did have the Ghostbusters live action spectacular or whatever it was called, right?
Great show. Great show.
Oh my god.
Wayne Brady was Winston Zeddemore in that.
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember that. That's fantastic. I somewhere I have the booklet from Universal that's like you go around, you get all the characters, like autograph it. I did get one or two autographs from the Ghostbusters team. Look, all that to say, I'm going to be petitioning potentially or just emailing the hell out of Universal saying, "Look, you got
The
to
famous
bring
petition.
Ghostbusters back. If you got to do the live show again, bring the live show back. Please, for the love of God, do something Ghostbusters related. If you update, if you update the live show to Afterlife, that would be incredible. But this is going to be in Frisco, Texas, which is I don't know what 30 minutes maybe north of Dallas, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's a really great spot because I would believe that this park is probably run 75% on wind and solar power. I think it's
ooh,
probably an intentional place that Universal put this in there. Texas is one of the, and people have their opinions about Texas, but Texas is literally one of the most green states as far as energy goes. There's so many windmills, there's so many solar panels. It's a large state. I would be willing to bet that this place is at least 3/4 clean energy the whole way. And it looks like it's going to be geared more towards kids, which is fine. I see for the adults back here in this back left corner a nice lazy river.
Ooh,
And
nice.
I think that it's going to be an awesome thing for us to enjoy. But I do see it kind of being centered around kids, which is fine, as long as they serve booze. I don't know if you've ever heard of booze. If they serve booze, which looks like a perfect little, see that little yellow hut right there at the top?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
If they were to serve booze out of there, this place is going to knock it out of the park. And I think it's also in between Dallas and the closest casino.
Which is in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, so I think it's
Yeah.
directly in between that, which would give it really good atmosphere. I'm so excited about Universal expanding its territory. Florida just gets more and more expensive the more that people move there. California is out of the race right now. Adding any amusement park around this area, hey, sign me up. I'm in.
Yeah. Texas is probably one of the last places with really cheap land, but a pretty dense population in certain areas, so it kind of makes sense. And it's centrally located. I would have preferred somewhere between San Antonio and Austin, if you ask me. That probably would have been a better idea. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
easy. I know exactly what you're saying.
But
Dallas
re-
elitism. Texans struggle with this. If you live in Texas, and I've never lived in Dallas, but Texans overall struggle with Dallas elitism, and this being that close to them only kind of feeds into that a little bit. We'd like it a little further south. I agree with you, Ted, and you didn't come out and just say it the way I did, but I will. I would prefer it be in that Austin, San Antonio area than up by the DF Dub.
yeah, definitely, especially because listen, I just went to visit some family in Dallas over the holiday break, and oh my god, their highways are so screwed up. Like if you want to like take an exit, you have to like exit and then 10 feet later take another exit to get to your destination. Like whoever came up with their entire highway system was on something. I don't want to say what it was, but yeah, no, regardless, I'm excited that there's a another theme park in the country, and it's not either East Coast or West Coast located. It's not going to be comparable, right, to Universal or Disney World, like I mentioned. But it is exciting that it is something that's centrally located. It's in my home state, even though it takes me 5 hours
But
to drive to this
the
place.
investment is what's actually key. When Walt Disney went to Orlando and picked out a big plot of land, he didn't plan on Animal Kingdom. He didn't plan on all of these things. So the investment in that particular area is going to lead to more parks if
Hopefully,
we give it the money and attention that it deserves, if it deserves that money and attention. So we'll go check it out. But if they want to expand upon that, I think Ted would agree. Between Dallas and the next count, I mean, there's not a lot really going on up through there. So adding something in is, I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I can't wait.
no, it is awesome, and like you mentioned, it's the investment and the opportunities, the potential of what comes after it, right? Does
Yeah.
Disney say something like, "We can't let them have all the fun," or like, "We can't let them have a market that we're not tapped into"? So does Disney come out and say, "We're gonna open a park, and this time it's gonna be
No.
closer to San Antonio"?
No, 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 no. Disney is trying to avoid red states altogether. They're looking for the closest blue state that has enough land for them to tell Florida to F off, but it's going to be tough. I think Universal is making a very strategic and important move here in doing what they're doing. Um, and I'm here for it. I think that Universal is actually getting a little bit of a leg up here, which it hasn't had in any of its other markets. It doesn't have that in Anaheim, and it doesn't have that in Florida. But they could start that here in Frisco, Texas.
There you go. They can start the theme park wars. We're all here for that.
Yeah.
Let's see
Get
here.
better, right?
Ivan in the chat just sent a link. This was a story that came out earlier today, actually, that the Universal Parks is
In Las Vegas.
yeah, in Las Vegas is opening a horror themed experience in Las Vegas, um, based on its Halloween Horror Nights. Ooh, interesting because they really go all out.
They go all out, and they usually have Ghostbusters there too. They
It,
usually have
well,
a few.
it changes every year, so we're hoping that they'll bring it back. But usually
They
they
will.
change it frequently.
But it's usually concurrent with movies that are popular in pop culture. Um, I love Halloween Horror Nights. I've been to it one time. I wasn't really old enough to like take it all in, but I watch the videos on YouTube every time they come out of creators going to those events. And it looks to me as if they keep a keen eye on the classics, but also promote newer horror or scary things in the meantime. It looks awesome.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Sorry about that. No, this is great, especially because it's in Las Vegas. So, 20-acre expansion of Las Vegas Area 15, and it will occupy a 110,000 square foot space. That's really cool because I've not been to any of the Halloween Horror Nights. I've always wanted to go, and so yeah, no, that would be pretty awesome. Uh, he says, I thought you guys were going to discuss the permanent Universal Park going up in Vegas that will be themed around the Halloween Horror Nights. No, this I actually missed that one, but this was that was a pretty cool story. So that's interesting. Cool. So I just want to bring that up that Universal's moving to Texas, and that I'm going to send them emails daily that one of those areas be themed Ghostbusters, or that they have some kind of Ghostbusters attraction on the plot of land they have. One of the spokespeople for Universal said that they are trying to incorporate Nintendo for this new park in Frisco. It's not 100% sure. Expect stuff like Minions, their DreamWorks properties that they have out, Kung Fu Panda and whatnot. Um, kind of all that kind of stuff. Is it Kung Fu? I can't remember. All of their
No, it's
kid
Disney.
Kung Fu is not Disney.
I think so because there's like a whole
It's
Kung Fu
DreamWorks.
Panda section in Disneyland.
Should it be? Because I do know they're DreamWorks, not Pixar. But
Well,
we'll,
maybe
we'll
we'll
see.
figure it out.
Maybe we'll figure it out. And if we're lucky, this Universal Park in Vegas will actually be Ghostbusters themed, and then I'll check that out. I would so check this out if it was a Ghostbuster themed Hollywood Horror Nights in Vegas. This is a video from somebody who uh, went through the 2019 one in, I guess, LA or Hollywood, of course. So that's pretty dope. I would love it. Hey,
The
Scaleri
Scoleri
brother.
brothers. Oh my gosh.
Cool. Well, on
yeah.
that note, on that note, this was a fantastic episode. Hopefully, by next week, I, like many of you, will be getting my Spengler pack delivered to my front doorstep, and then we will be able to open it up and really look at it with a closer lens, and figure out what I should do with mine, other than changing out the battery system and potentially the speaker. I think Rain has the right idea with changing out the speaker as well. So definitely do that. I also need to get my Alice frame from our fearless leader with the SATX Ghostbusters. Um,
He
and
has LC2s. So here's the thing. I
what's that?
spoke to Rob earlier, and Robert Lee Seacrest has a very similar point in here. So the Spirit packs are not built for LC
Two.
They're built for LC2s.
I thought they were built for LC1s.
Well,
Sorry, I'm thinking Hasbro. I'm
I
thinking
could,
Hasbro. Sorry, go ahead.
I could have it backwards though too. But
No. I think you're right. You're right. You're right.
anyone following this will know the difference between the two. But if you have an LC2 frame, I believe you are going to have to drill a hole and um, get your pack to work, which is totally fine. I did it with mine. It's very easy to do. You just drill a hole in the back, especially if you order it off Amazon or if you have a Rothko LC2. I think you're going to have to mod your frame a little bit, but not a lot. It's one hole in the top, and the bottom should still fit just fine.
Okay. But the LC1 would be an easier
If you're
easier way
wanting
to
to
go.
go, if you can find an LC1, then LC1s are the way to go for sure for your pack. But the only difference is a hole in the top. Really, that's really the only difference. The kidney straps are a little different. The shoulder straps are maybe a little different. Not enough to notice. So an LC2 is fine, but you're just gonna have to drill a hole, which is easy, and I can do a. I can anybody who wants to do it, just call me. I'll show you how.
So Adam Savage just so happened to drop a link for the LC1. I'm dropping that in the chat. Now, if it's wrong, you're not going to come to Steady and me and say like, "Hey, it's not the right one." No. Adam Savage provided the link. He says it's an LC1. It says in the description it's an LC1. So that's the one. That's the LC1. That's the exact one that he used to put onto his pack. So go with that. Hopefully it works out. All right.
LC1 is the way to go if you can. But modding your LC2 into an LC1 is not difficult. And if you need help with that, hit me up. I'll show you how.
Hit Matty up. He will ship it to Matty. He will do it all, and then he will send it back to you guys lickety split. all shipping included and paid for by Matty B.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. Listen, it's been a great show. Thanks for all the comments. If you're watching this video after we've done the stream, still send us your thoughts on what you plan on modding first, or if you plan on modding your Spengler pack at all. Next week, we hope to continue this discussion with a Spengler pack in my hands, kissing it and hugging it. But if that doesn't happen, we'll figure it out. But honestly, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for all the comments. I will say one final thing while Maddie runs off. I will say one final thing. We helped and you guys participated in a national toy drive, and I know that we've talked about it a lot, and for good reason. But I got a call on Sunday, and this call was from the comic shop, Dragon's Lair, Alamo Ranch in San Antonio. This phone call was from one of their cashiers, one of their employees, and they said, "Hey, somebody just dropped by with a large bag full of toy donations. I wanted to call you and let you know because I know you guys were sort of finished already." And I said, "Oh wow, okay, I will be by." So yesterday, I went by the store and I picked up what was probably another 2 dozen, maybe 30 some odd toy donations from the store. So I have a garage that's filling up with toys. We are actually delivering the toys either late this week or early next week to the organization that we've partnered with. And so all that to say, I'm gonna have a final update with the toy drive. We're probably the last ones because I'm sure everybody else, delivered their toys before Christmas. We're the only ones that the organization we partnered with actually has an event at the end of January, and so all of the toys that we were delivering are going to be a part of their event. So all that to say, hopefully within the next week, we'll have a final toy drive update with maybe even a higher total than we thought before, which would be pretty awesome. More to come very soon. Thank you to this anonymous donor who donated a sack full of toys. Santa? I don't know if that was you or not, but it's so appreciative, and we're so grateful for everybody who donated. Even like it's the 11th of January. Like we planned on finishing what 2.5 weeks ago, and we're still getting donations. Like I don't understand, but I'm so grateful for the community, this community that has been donating toys this entire time, and they haven't stopped. So it's amazing. It really is amazing. Thank you to everybody for watching again, and we will see you soon. For the Ghost Heads Radio, I'm Ted, aka Steady. Joining me, my partner in crime, this guy, the Master Jedi Modder over here, Maddie B.
I did that with my brain.
Yes,
just
you
think
did.
about
Everybody
that.
saw it. Everybody saw it.
Everybody saw that. Just think about
Everybody saw it. Everybody.
that.
Thanks
Love
for
you
watching,
guys. Thank
everybody.
you guys for tuning in.
Have a good night. Peace.